So I don't have time to make a long like chill video. I have 2 spray tans today and I am behind on a lot of shit. And tomorrow, yeah, it's my birthday. And I don't know exactly what I'm doing yet. I don't think I have any plans. I might come and like spend some time with you guys online. I didn't set a time, but I have a tentative call to hang out with one of my friends who moved out of state. My physical therapist, who I was talking about in one of my reels the other day, in one of my lives. We're making time to touch base because we just love chatting. But yesterday I went to the desert with my homies, my mom friends. I love them so much. I went out with Lexi and Tasha. And we hiked and climbed all over rocks in the desert for 6 hours-ish. And I had a really long day at the gym before that. And which I filmed my workout, and I'm behind on posting things, but I will post my workout from that day because I think it's a good upper body circuit, or just a good full body actually, because I did a little bit of everything. But it felt complete as far as, you know, a decent back day, posterior chain exercises. So I thought it would be a good thing to share just in case anybody else has the same issues. I did a little poll in my stories to see if people thought my health content was interesting, and it's interesting enough to folks, so I'll post it. At least, you know, share a little bit about what I know. I'm no expert, but anyway, to say that my body is tired is very true. But I'm also very calm on the inside. Probably the most chill that I have felt in a while. So it does go to say that physical activity is a really good thing, especially if you have Aries energy. Even if you, I mean, everybody, of course, has a little bit of everything in their chart. Color correcting those fucking dark circles, y'all. Of course, everybody has a little bit of all the signs' energies in their charts through the houses or through planetary placements, but some have it more heavily than others. Some have a more concentrated focus in this life, in that area for them. Like myself, I'm very Aries this life, very Gemini, very Taurus. Very scorpionic too, in its own way, but not much else. So, when it comes to the eclipse, though, let's focus, Katie. Get your tired brain in gear. I just want you to know why I'm lagging so hard. I am physically exhausted. My ATP has not replenished. I did have a bunch of creatine this morning, though, so hopefully that'll start balancing itself out shortly. But my body needs some recovery time. Anyway, back to the eclipse. This is an okay eclipse to collect moon water on for a full moon. I don't really endorse a lot of eclipse magic unless you're capable of holding space for energy that can be a little unpredictable. It just depends on your level of expertise, your confidence, really, what kind of energy you're willing to hold in your own container on a regular basis, what you've made space for. Whatever. So you can collect moon water if you want to. Not every moon, I would say, you know, charge your crystals in. but you could if you wanted to. But just keep in mind, it's going to breed authenticity in your life if you are not ready to really look at yourself and the role you play in your relationships actively. Don't do it. If you're not willing to start apologizing to people, if you need to do atonement, don't do it. If you're not willing to live your truth, your authenticity, don't do it. Because these eclipses are about authenticity in your social circles and staying true to your own, like your true integrity, not just the integrity that people around you press you into having. Because we're releasing what's in Libra and we're stepping into the Aries energy, with the North Node being in Aries and the South Node being in Libra. This is a Libra release, this eclipse. So keep that in mind. We are not allowed to be codependent. We're not allowed to be clingy. Interdependence, independence are going to be highlighted. And if you're not used to that, if you're not used to being kind of a lone wolf, if you're used to sort of leaning on other people to help you guide you through every single emotion that you have in life, if you have to pick up the phone all the time and actually process your emotions out loud, if you're not used to processing your emotions without popping a Xanax, Valium, whatever they do these days for benzos, etc., you're going to have an issue. It's going to antagonize you the most if you've been covering up your problems with substances of any kind. But I called those out in particular because that's the pattern I came from in my family. So keep in mind what your crutches are in life, because you're going to be attracted to them. You're going to have issues seeing some things about yourself clearly because the Neptunian energy. Saturn's going to be pressing on all that to antagonize you too and pressurize the situation where it's like shit or get off the pot. So it's not going to be, I would say, the most comfortable eclipse unless you're willing to really look yourself in the mirror, truly in your eyes, and take responsibility for whatever you see there, positive and negative. Radical responsibility. But we can't pretend to be somebody else for the crowd anymore. If you were ever trying to do that, it's going to give everybody the ick around you, and that's where you're going to be pushed into individuality and made to feel uncomfortable. So I'm trying to keep this short. I also think about what I'm doing with my face. It sort of reminds me of the Never-Ending Story. I was going to make a reel about the Never-Ending Story. It reminded me of the gates, like the Sphinxes, where you have to have confidence to get through the gates. Like Atreyu was going through there and he was nervous about getting zapped. But he just had to go through there because he had a pure heart and knew he was confident and could do the job. That's kind of very similar energy. Over a year ago, or not over a year ago, but a while ago, I made a reel about the Aries Libra North Node switch, and I used V for Vendetta, the scene where she's coming out of holding. I don't know if I don't want to do spoilers if you haven't seen the movie, but if you want to go back in my astrology reel, not astrology part 2, but astrology reel, it has a blue highlight cover. You can go through all my old reels that I've done for transits in aspects, and you'll see the one I'm talking about from V for Vendetta. I'm probably going to repost it again soon too because of these eclipses. But you know how in the, navigate away if you haven't seen V for Vendetta, I guess. When Evie's been in holding in V's cave, and she comes out, she discovers that he's the one that held her the whole time, and you know why she went through that period of solitude and like in jail. So Evie is all pissed off from V. I'm talking about V from Vendetta, V4 Vendetta, whatever. I use that for the North Node, South Node as a metaphor for a reason, because I feel like this North Node, South Node thing is going to take away everything that's not authentic to us, that we can't take further into our journey. We have to evolve as we go. So this eclipse is going to be incredibly uncomfortable. It's going to strip us of our identity. You know, we might come out wanting to shave our head just out of grief, and not having felt the rain in a long time on our face, and just wanting to go outside and get baptized, basically. So it's rough if you're not willing to look in the mirror and truly figure out who you are truly as a person, not who you think you are as a person. It can be extremely difficult. So I think I'm gonna leave this here. As far as my face, you didn't see me get all the way ready. Who gives a fuck? But I think I made my point. Every relationship that you have right now that's getting affected with everything is going to start with you. Your routines, your habits, your self-identity, who you truly are, not who you think you are, not who people reflect. And, you know, people have this idea of you in their heads, and they're going to reflect that at you constantly. But is it truly you? Does it feel right for you to live? Only you know. Only you know. I'll talk to you later, guys. Love you.